Joining me now with more on the conflict along the southern border is Middle East expert Dr. Mordechai Kedar. Dr. Kedar, thank you so much for being with us today.
Pleasure to be here, Aaron.
All right, so my first question for you is, no single group in the Gaza Strip has claimed responsibility for building the terror tunnel, but which groups are capable of having built it?
Well, there are two candidates. One is Hamas, and the other one is Islamic Jihad. There are small groups, others like Salafis, but I don't think that they have the capability to dig such a thing, because this is a very, very expensive project. It takes a long time, and I'm not sure that Hamas would let them even do such a thing. They won't give them any permission. So it's, in my humble view, either Hamas or the Islamic Jihad.
So, do you believe that then the Hamas is probably the most likely candidate, because Israel obviously retaliates against Hamas as a matter of policy because they're the governing entity in the Strip. But is that misplaced, or is that really the right way to focus?
Look, both organizations have good motivation why to dig such a thing, which actually proves that they are planning a war against us. And the war will start with an invasion into Israel by this tunnel of dozens of jihadists, maybe an assault on one of the kibbutzim or the Israeli places there, kidnapping, civilians, and they know very well that Israel is very sensitive in this issue, and this is a very soft belly for the Israeli society. And later, they will negotiate on anything which they want. So definitely they have vicious intentions vis-a-vis Israel, no doubt. And the fact that we have, let's say, some few months of silence does not mean that they became peace activists, those people in Gaza.
All right, well, so, speaking of the war, because you said that they're planning for a war, but really these tunnels have been an ongoing issue for at least 6 years now, since the 2014 Israel-Gaza war. So, now the new smart barrier around Gaza that's nearing completion is really how we found this particular tunnel. But, are we doing enough?
Look, I have no idea, because I'm not in the army. And even if I knew, I wouldn't expose it. Look, the Israeli army, the IDF and the Ministry of Defense, they know their ways. They have their experts, and they did what they did, and they try to do the best which they can, according to the technology which they own.
And so do you believe that Defense Minister Benny Gantz is doing a good job, or do you have maybe any notes for him as a former man of security and intelligence?
No, this project is an ongoing project for many years, at least 5 years.
In general, with his response to Gaza and Hamas, because we've also seen rocket fire, we've also seen a recent attack in Syria. So do you believe that Defense Minister Gantz is doing a good job in his position?
Look, don't forget that Gantz was a chief of staff, and he knows what to do with the army and how to behave and how to act in this security. I have no doubt that he knows exactly. Don't forget that Netanyahu also is Mr. Security, as is being called here in Israel. So together, I think that in the security issue, they cooperate fully without any political issues.
All right, Dr. Mordechai Kedar, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.